People love to say electric cars are zero emissions. But that shiny Tesla doesn't appear out of thin air. It starts in a lithium mine in Chile, a cobalt pit in the Congo, and a coal-fired power plant somewhere on the grid. Here's the uncomfortable truth no car advert wants you to face. If you follow an electric vehicle from the first shovel of dirt to its final scrapyard, is it actually better for the planet than a gas car? Or are we just moving the pollution somewhere you don't see? Today, we'll track the full journey for electric cars, e-vans, and e-buses. We'll crunch real numbers on mining, manufacturing, electricity grids, and bust the big fear stories about fires and radiation. Plus, comparisons from the UK and Europe to the US, India, and China, because your grid changes everything. Welcome to the Green Blueprint. In this honest review, we'll answer 3 questions so you can decide if buying a Tesla or any EV in 2026 makes sense. When does an EV beat gas on total emissions? Where do mining and fires actually rank in the risks? And is an e-bike or bus secretly greener than both? Let's start where your EV does the most damage, before it ever leaves the factory. Electric cars need massive lithium-ion batteries, and those demand lithium, cobalt, nickel, and graphite. Mining them disturbs land, guzzles water, and contaminates ecosystems. A recent review calls lithium extraction profoundly destructive, especially in arid regions where aquifers are drained for evaporation ponds, leaving communities downstream at risk of contamination. Cobalt mining raises documented human rights alarms, including child labor in the Democratic Republic of Congo, which supplies most of the world's cobalt. All that hits the factory gate hard. Multiple life cycle assessments show building an EV, especially the battery, emits roughly 30 to 40% more CO2 than a comparable petrol or diesel car. So on day 1, the EV starts worse for the climate than the gas car next to it. That zero emissions sticker, it's doing some heavy lifting. The picture flips once you start driving. But it all hinges on one question: what's powering your grid? A 2025 analysis for medium cars found battery EVs clock life cycle emissions of about 63 grams CO2 equivalent per kilometer on the projected EU grid, versus 235 for gasoline, a 73% cut. On a UK or EU grid with rapid decarbonisation, the EV's manufacturing carbon debt pays back after roughly 17,000 kilometres. After that, every mile widens the gap in the EV's favour. One synthesis nails the lifetime picture. Over 15 years, a medium petrol car emits about 54 tonnes CO2 equivalent, while a similar EV hits 25, even after battery emissions. With clean renewables, EVs slash CO2 by 90% versus petrol and 70% versus diesel. But context matters. On coal-heavy grids like parts of India or China, big, heavy EVs driven short distances can match or exceed efficient diesels. Luckily, on decarbonising grids like the UK's, that crossover's in the rear view. So far, we've treated cars in isolation. But sustainability's bigger picture says the best alternative to a gas car isn't another car. Life cycle studies agree. Per passenger kilometre, metros, trams and electric buses crush private cars because impact gets shared across riders. Cycling? Around 33 grams CO2 per mile, even with extra food energy. E-bikes and e-scooters? Just 8 grams, far below any car. The hierarchy's clear. Walking, cycling, e-bikes at the top. Then public transport, EVs next, efficient hybrids and diesels, big petrol and diesel SUVs at the bottom. Electric vans and buses, powerful upgrades for deliveries, city routes, schools. They slash CO2 and air pollution versus diesel fleets. Europe, US, India, China are electrifying them now, and the savings grow bigger because they run all day, amortizing that manufacturing footprint. Scroll social media, and it feels like EVs explode constantly. Data says otherwise. UK, European, and US stats show battery electrics with roughly 25 fires per 100,000 versus 1,500 for petrol cars and over 3,400 for hybrids. Gas cars? About 60 times more likely to burn than pure EVs. London, 2023, 638 vehicle fires total, only 7 from battery EVs, under 1%. So why the fear? Lithium-ion batteries can hit thermal runaway, a chain reaction venting flammable gases into intense fires, if damaged, overcharged, or shorted. Tests confirm pack-level failures burn hotter, longer, and need more water to extinguish. A real firefighter challenge, even if rare. But personal risk? Still dominated by gas car classics, fuel leaks, engine faults, hot exhausts. EVs? Follow charging guidelines, skip dodgy chargers, and if smoke or smells hit, get out and call pros. No heroes needed. Viral claims say EVs bathe you in dangerous radiation. Evidence? Much more boring. All cars generate electromagnetic fields, from wiring, alternators, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, phones. EVs add high current cables and inverters during fast charging, but measurements across models keep cabin fields well below international limits. 200 microtesla at grid frequencies. A 2022 review confirmed it, even under heavy load or DC fast charging, including Teslas. A 2025 Tesla Model Y study? Higher near the console and rear during supercharging, but still within safety thresholds. Low-level EMF science is mixed and evolving, but no robust evidence links typical EV cabin levels to diseases. Regulators see no special hazard, and acute effects like heating need exposures orders of magnitude higher. EVs shift the risk profile. Fires rarer but weirder, radiation overhyped. So what's the real 2026 cost? EVs aren't impact-free. They front-load harm into mining and manufacturing, especially big batteries, and rare failures bring unique challenges. But full life cycle? In most decarbonizing grids, UK, Europe, much of the US, they beat petrol and diesel by big margins. Greener, not magic. To minimize your footprint, drive less overall. Swap some trips to public transport, walking, or e-bikes. That cuts more than trading big cars. For EVs, charge clean, size right, drive long to repay the footprint. If this video cleared your mind, comment below. EV, Gas car or no car at all? What would you choose? Hit subscribe for more honest reviews and follow us on Instagram at thegreenblueprint_TGB. Thanks for watching. Stay green, stay healthy, stay informed.